Good point.
You have to pull her in.
She did not have her on there yet.
Okay, we'll watch for her, don't worry. All right. Today's January 15th, 7:01, we're at the 5:02 abortion, calling the Park and Rec monthly meeting to order. Patrick, could you roll call for me, please?
Sure. Commissioner Person,
Present.
Commissioner Todd,
Ms. Here, you said Mr.
No, he said
No,
commissioner.
Commissioner.
Oh,
Commissioner.
I was
commissioner.
like, you know that too.
I thought you said Mr. Yeah,
I'll.
that's why. I have been
Commissioner
called
Salmon,
that before.
Here, Commissioner Hanson.
Mr. or Commissioner?
Mr. One, correct, Mr. Commissioner. Commissioner Sean Hellman
Present?
and Chair Sue Rich.
Here,
And Travis Neal is excused with absence. And Maxine is en route and may be joining us
on
on
Zoom.
Zoom.
So just
And
point of
in the
contact,
room we
no one's
have-
excused, they're either here or not here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And we have an in attendance, Patrick McGee, Assistant Park and Rec Director, is that right? And Beverly
Mr.
Tucker Knight. All right, thank you for doing that. Any written communication?
Put that in the middle.
No.
So put that.
There is no written communication. Item number 3, hearing from citizens. We have none in the room. Are there any on Zoom?
There is not.
Okay, we have no communication from citizens. Meeting minutes, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve. So we have the November 2024 minutes and the December 2024 minutes. Does anyone have any corrections to either of those 2 minutes?
Not necessarily a correction, but a question. So the minutes from the November meeting, when it, under the hearing from citizens, the summary is that the residents came to express their opposition, but it doesn't say, the reasons why they have opposition.
Okay, I
Is
can,
that something that is normally
should.
included?
No, it should be included and the people that spoke should also be included. So
Their names,
we will
okay.
correct that.
Can we approve that with the pending correction?
You can say approved as amended.
Okay, perfect. Can we have one vote for both, or we have to vote separately?
I believe you can make one vote for both.
Okay, someone want to move,
So moved.
approve? Can you move to approve them as?
Okay. I moved that we approve the minutes of the November 20th meeting, 2024 meeting, and the December
As amended.
18th, 2024,
Just
as amended.
the November meeting.
As amended.
Minutes
Okay.
as amended, the December as they stand.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll second that.
second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstained? No, passed. Item number 5. Meeting dates. You were sent a list of the pending meeting dates. I bet there were 2 in question on your list, right?
Correct.
And we have now, you want to explain the March date, what the issue was?
Yeah, the March date is the Ladue School District spring break, so we wanted to make sure if people were traveling, we have a quorum. Does anybody prefer that date be moved to the week prior or the week after?
I will be gone.
Yeah, I'll be done as well.
Okay. So what is the,
So
Is that the
prior or
20th?
after, let's see.
So the week before would be the 12th, the week
This,
after would be the 26th.
the meeting would be on the 13th. The normal one.
For 2025?
No, it'll be the 12th.
I'm sorry,
You got the wrong year.
no, I have the wrong.
so the week prior is Purim, is that okay?
Forum.
But yeah.
Quorum, sorry.
Don't do that.
The 12th would be the normal one.
So that's quorum on the twelfth,
No, the normal one is the 19th.
but if we move it to the twelfth, that's quorum.
Hang on, I'm looking right now. Jewish Federation of St. Louis. It's March 13th and 14th.
Now that we're okay. Cause it would be on the twelfth.
Oh, it would be the 12th. That's right.
We're
Okay, we're okay. Okay.
Alright, so we can do it even before.
A week before Holy Week.
So that, when will that be moved?
Yeah,
So
I
we move to
prefer
the 12th?
The 12th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then we could do it the twelfth.
Okay. All right, and then
And then there was a potential issue with October 15th, but we're okay.
with Simchat Torah, it's okay?
But that's at the very end.
Okay,
Actually, it said okay as well.
okay. So then the motion needed is to approve the 2025 meeting schedule as amended.
I move to approve the 2025 meeting dates as amended.
Anybody second?
I'll
it?
Second.
Thank you.
Oh, let me ask a question on that. On the agenda, it says in location. Were we going to change location or were we just?
No, it just confirms it.
Okay.
It just left over from last year.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
because last year we confirmed that we were gonna be here, so.
So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimously passes.
Thank you.
And Beth, can you send that list out with the?
I will resend it. And then, before we move on, would everyone like me to send an Outlook meeting, recurring meeting with all of these dates in it?
Yes,
Okay.
that way they're on my calendar.
All right, we good?
Can you hear me?
Now we
Yes,
can.
great.
Hi, Maxine.
Hi, so I've been here, but I have a question. Do you have slides on the screen? Because all I can see where it says Parks and Rec on the 15th, it doesn't say, it's not showing the slides you're actually on.
Oh, you're not seeing the calendar right now?
Alright, let me stop it and I'll reshare. It's tough because we see it all here.
How about now, Max?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for telling us.
Thanks for joining.
Oh, I've been here, but
All right. Item number 6, annual work plan. We want to go over, and I passed out, and Maxine should have this, I think, in an email earlier today. The work plan, with who is on which committee?
Correct. So I took,
Yeah,
With-
take it from there, Catherine.
Bill's spreadsheet and he, was kind enough to put that together and some of these were the priority ones that we went for. But these were also the ones that we had people volunteer for. You'll see some that are all green, those are ones, and we'll kind of talk about those a little bit more. For some of these, that are all green, those are ones that we will cover in our monthly meetings and the rest of those things. But the rest of them were ones that you had signed up explicitly for.
The all green ones are on the back too. As well.
Can I ask one question before we move on here and ask one question? There's a couple that are all red, that you know one is assigned to. Are those gonna drop off of here?
Some of those, like for instance, the annual report on Olivet and Bloom Partnership, those things are gonna be done by our staff, like Brian, would be, that there would be things that we would cover on here too, but they were on the priority list for.
So can you indicate that on the chart?
Yeah, I can,
That would be great.
sure.
So we'll change the color and that's a staff report.
And
So,
is that the same for wayfinding and for business collaboration?
no,
No, right? So do we need to assign someone or it's gonna fall off?
well, it's up to you. If people want this, remember this was self-selecting. So if there is an interest to be on it, then yes, it could fall by the wayside. Or you could ask for a report from staff.
So last meeting, we picked the top ones that we were gonna do, and there are maybe 3 or 4 at the bottom that we're not gonna be worked on at all. So we can probably take those off this list, right?
We could, yeah, I just
Like the
wanted to put them all
barbecue
here
festival.
because there were people who signed up for ones
Oh.
that weren't on that kind of
But
depth
then
chart. So
we went through and then we
Yeah.
picked out which ones we're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So stuff that we said that was lower on the priority list, we can probably just take off this. list.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have basically everything I think was 11 and above was what we had picked. And then the rest of those were some of the ones that we don't have people for too. So,
Well, yeah,
but I wanted to put them all in here for complete clarity.
Okay, so my understanding from the response is that no one has met on any of these topics, right?
No,
No, and I think that's understandable because,
completely-
yeah,
The
the
green
time of
team
year,
has.
yeah.
Green team met
So
yesterday.
we would like, if possible, for each of these groups to meet sometime before the next meeting, at least just to kick it off amongst your work group. And ideally, if you accomplish something, then you report back on it the next meeting.
Mhm.
So can we ask that you let Beverly know with a status so she can update the agenda before the next meeting?
So,
That sound good?
yeah, a question on the ones where we're all, it seems that those come under our duties. Do we need to meet to plan how those are going to
Yeah, I would,
happen?
I would
Or do we
say,
want to do those in this meeting?
I would say community outreach, does not need to meet, and Eagle Scout projects does not need to meet.
What about monthly park visits?
Monthly park visits, something needs to happen there, that's a schedule to be developed with park chairperson, so I don't know how, I do not want to direct you to tell you when to go to a park visit, I really want that to be an internal process that you guys figure out what you're doing.
So,
Are we okay with asking people to go make the visit and then at the meeting, I can get a status from people?
You can, but I think you want to know who's going where so that you don't have multiple people going to the same park, like everybody can't go to Stacy.
So what's the objective of those?
My-
Oh,
yeah, my thought is that we just see what's going on in the parks and help staff be another set of eyes on it and perhaps create some kind of a checklist that people can use. Now, Beverly, is that your concept?
that was my concept, is that kind of check out the parks, but also say how they're being used, like what you observed. And then I thought that you had also discussed having, if people felt comfortable, some sort of intercept survey. Like, oh,
Just talk to people.
I see you're using the new splash pad, how do you like it? Or that kind of thing, but that's, everybody has a different comfort level, so.
I also think this time of year.
Hey, it's tough at this time of year,
I
yeah.
know.
Might as well wait until this, March?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Although, if you go out in the parks right now, you'll see all the footsteps of everybody in the
Yeah.
snow, and you'll see we have a lot of park
Cross-country
visitors
skiers.
going on. You'll see cross-country skiing tracks, there's a lot of good stuff happening.
On that trail, yeah, there were a couple of trucks.
Yeah, yeah.
so I think we should somehow write down what we expect or a template or something.
Right.
So when everybody goes to the park, we're getting the same kind of feedback.
I
Like,
think that's a great idea, and my suggestion would be, is there someone who cares passionately about this that would like to develop a tool for the commission?
And Jim, I can work with you easily
Yeah.
to develop a very simple Google form
mm,
that people can just, you go to the park, then you come back and you plunk in, you just answer the questions on the form. And then it'll summarize all the data for us.
Perfect.
Can we
So
also?
I just checked off that Kate and Jim are gonna work on that, and then we will take the green off everybody. Because then you guys are now working green.
And we'll look at what other parks are doing.
Cause
I
you didn't
have
have
a-
enough green
a
on your.
checklist type
on your
thing from
column.
previous.
And
So.
can I ask for one other thing? So to your first question, Beverly, how are we gonna know who's going where? Can we just develop a really simple form where you can say, I went to Earthside and the date that we can open and see if someone's been to that park in that month, then
I think that's a great idea.
then you
we do
can,
that
and
with
if you go as well, I mean, if everyone went to the same park, that's fine. But also try to get to the other park.
well, so yeah, so
I
no,
don't
it's
wanna tell
not, because
people,
I don't,
don't go,
does
right?
any of us live near like Indian Meadows?
right?
So,
No, but we still need, somebody still needs.
I know, so I guess that's
So,
my point, we
My
should
point is,
just
if
leave
I
it.
go look at that form, cause I don't live near a park, right? If I look at that form and I see everyone's gone to Stacy this month, I'm gonna go to Indian Meadows, I'm gonna go to Earthside or whatever, right?
See, I was
And-
thinking,
Just
And
assign
I'll make it a
ourselves.
point of
I
getting
was
to the other.
thinking we shouldn't leave it ad hoc. Like, somebody, because
Well,
now it's in reverse. Oh, nobody's been there. Well, I better
well,
go,
but I
you know?
want, I don't, the intent isn't for you to go to the same park every month. The intent is to move around to the different parks, right? I mean,
I think
that's-
different perceptions
Yes.
from different people.
yeah,
Cause I think if you
So-
have kids, you're gonna focus on the playground likely, you know, you're.
so
gonna
you
look at
might
things
go
like
to the
that.
park near you the first time, but maybe the next month you go to a different park.
Yeah.
So that you get a different perspective.
Yeah. Feels good enough. You just go to a different park every time.
Yeah,
Is it, so would it be more helpful for each of us to just like, if we created a calendar and everybody was just kind of randomly assigned to a park so that we had even distribution? Like this month, Jim, you're going to Villa, next month you're going to Herbside, like there's a schedule? Or, because I'm not sure what the best tool would be for us to communicate.
just
If we
a
just,
form
like,
you can
show
put
up
your
there.
day in, put the date and name that you went to a park. I just record it.
Yeah, but it's like, I walk by
You know
Stacy
what I'm
Park every single day. So
We can-
I have to make an effort to come up here to Warson or to
I
Indian
think
Meadows.
we all would have to
So-
make an effort to do that.
Yeah.
To some of the parks, cause I don't think anyone lives close to here, for example.
Right,
So
so,
someone would have to drive here no matter what.
so my worry is that those two parks are gonna get left out. And
I don't think they will. But we'll see.
I
Maybe I'm wrong.
I like your idea of basically just random or assigning by month and say that here's the reports. And are those reports going to be talked about in this meeting or do we send them to staff or
Well, I
how do
think,
we handle?
well, I think sending them us to would be really helpful, and then we can compile a high level touch just under the reports, so that, like, say you see something that's an immediate thing we need to address, like when Mike sent us the tall grass, we took care of it right away.
All right.
So I don't wanna wait till the meeting to report that, but we can just say, you know, Commissioner Solenoff figured, you know, reported tall grass, staff took care of it. Or if someone could say, oh, we spoke with people in Warson Park and they're really interested in the master plan. So that's really just to say, hey, long-term, you know, people are interested. So just really quick little sound bites that we'll put in the report. But if we get them right away, then we can address anything that's crucial to take care of right away.
And why don't Kate and I work on something and then we'll probably put a deadline so that the review of the park would be a week before
Oh, yeah,
the
good idea.
meeting, before
Yeah.
the meeting
That
date.
gives you 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Gives you 3 weeks.
So
Yeah.
we can do that. We may not get it done for the February meeting, but we'll give it a whirl and.
Sounds perfect. I think that's a great way to do it, is you guys develop something, bring it back and everybody can.
And we'll see.
Also,
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
with 7 people, like, we only have 5 parks.
Yeah, you could have a month
So
off.
You can have a
Get a month off.
Yeah.
Somebody gets veterans. I'll just
Oh, yeah,
have you-
veterans. And also we got the pathway, so it is.
yeah, yes.
Well, I like to see everyone get to one park a month at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just to do some
Well,
report.
we now have 7, because if we add Veterans Plaza and we add the pathway through the neighborhoods, then bam, that's 7.
so. And do you feel like we also need to be responsible for the Greenway?
Well, the Greenway's in 2 parks, so we're okay,
Okay,
because it's in Warson and Indian Meadows, so whoever goes there is gonna see it.
got it. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna report on that.
And I walk along the bike trail, you know.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
Five
pathway.
days,
Yeah.
the pathway.
Yeah,
And so I tell
and Stephanie
them
reports to me
all the time.
Yeah.
What's going
Jamie Fingerman is my other person that reports to me regularly, and I love it. She tells me the minute a tree goes down. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I love being able to get it done like within 24 hours. She goes, oh my God, they already took care of it.
and
Yeah,
so
it's great.
what, it's a, you know, it's a 3/4 of a mile, so if you walk back and forth, it's a half mile,
Yeah.
so I would say just leave that one to me. And
But
don't
we
put
want
anything-
you, we want you to,
Longer than.
we want you to.
So you
witness-
see it every
witness,
day, so
or
someone else who walks
No,
it,
I
who's
know.
never seen it, they're gonna have different feedback.
Okay, I'm not
Okay,
saying I'm not doing another part, I'm
Okay.
just saying
Okay,
that.
So
I
there's
would-
one other part on here, just that's separate from that
Okay.
conversation. I'm listed as Stacy Park parking soccer congestion, and
Oh, I don't think you are.
I did not
Oh.
intend.
Up, you know,
to be in that one.
No, you don't want to be
It's
the parking
Travis, it's Travis and I.
Travis,
Perfect.
okay, yeah. I may have just got a little happy fingers with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you just give me more.
All right, anybody else have any updates?
Yeah, is there anything that people wanna add or subtract
Or take
from
them
this?
I guess question for staff, I mean, second on the list, from, I'm assuming this is in the ranking we had it, is grant writing, assistance and searching. And nobody volunteered, do we need to have a discussion? I mean, I'm assuming we need
Oh, we have some.
funds.
Well, if it's not something someone is passionate about, I don't want to assign that to them. Cause that means we can still look for volunteers to it. In fact, Brian's doing a grant right now, our horticulturalist, and he has a volunteer that's helping. So I think that, you know, that's fantastic. And that's a better way to do it.
So when you have a grant that might be of interest to someone, you'll bring that up and we
Right.
can assign some.
Or if you, in the course of, you know, as you talk to people, now that you're a commissioner, someone, you know, someone that loves to do research about grants, some people love it. So you can just say, hey, would you be interested? So maybe you guys can recruit someone, because people can work on these groups that's not a commissioner.
Okay,
Thank
perfect.
you.
All right. We good with that? All right, item number 7, city council report. Maxine, it's yours.
Good evening. I don't know where the camera is on this. I'm not used, this is a different mechanism.
I apologize, Maxine. There was a committee update that Pat forgot to give. He's gonna do it right this minute. My apologies.
Don't go?
Green team.
Oh, the
Okay,
green-
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, Maxine.
Okay, but can you tell me how to turn the camera on?
Your camera-
It's on, it's your computer.
Oh, and something's wrong with my computer tonight, sorry.
So if you go down to the bottom and do video. hit
Okay,
share.
well, you guys keep talking, I'll keep looking. Go on, Pat.
Maxine, at the bottom, there should be a video link.
Yeah,
And if it's not at the bottom, look up at the top.
it might be over on the lower left.
If just did that.
Hold on.
Maxine, do you have a laptop?
Yeah,
Okay.
I Zoom all the time, but this is different than Zoom.
Okay.
Oh, this
Sorry.
is not in Zoom? What are we in?
No, it is.
It is Zoom?
It sure is.
Really?
So Maxine,
This is a
did you
different,
go in, Maxine, did you go in through the browser or the app?
I went off the link on the agenda.
Okay.
There it is.
Do we have to have video?
I don't know if you have to have video for me when I.
Oh, yeah, did you turn on video?
Maxine, can you see the?
I can see all of you and I can see the screen.
Maxine, I think it's okay, we can probably keep going without video for
Yeah,
you.
it's
Okay,
okay.
great. So do you want me to give my report now or you want Pat to go first?
Pat needs to go first, but he's trying to figure out why we can't see his screen.
So I think there is something on it.
Oh, I can see his.
What do you see right now?
The accomplishments and innovations with the Olivet Parks and Recreation,
We got
Green
it.
City Challenge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just-
so she
yeah.
can.
Yeah, you can see it, but we can't.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
Can you still see it, Maxine?
Yep.
Okay,
Jeez.
let's go.
All right, sorry about that, guys. I wanted to put it on to show this, as opposed to putting it in the slideshow, just because you can see it a lot better. But the green team and that, a couple of our commission members on, Beverly's on, and several of our full-time staff are on as well. They wanted to highlight some of the accomplishments that they had, done here in Olivet. And, it's, again, includes staff, commissioners, citizens. They developed a sustainability policy.
We can let them give the report.
You want me to give it? I have, did you see my minutes?
I did.
And
yeah.
Kate added.
So they had a meeting yesterday, they met.
So we were kind of getting our bearings in terms of what's going on here, but we check in and we've talked about things. One of the things that we talked about was the election sign recycling thing. We got a lot of signs. And I think we're still trying to get stats from Republic on that to kind of figure out what's going on. And the staff here is doing an amazing job of working on environmentally friendly practices. One, in terms of trying to figure out how to remove snow without salting the earth. and also, trying to get away from disposables within Five Oaks.
Jim, could we maybe, I'm just recognizing that Mike is probably unaware of what the green team is and what the green
Okay.
business challenge
Go
is.
for it.
As new
Just me?
commissioners.
Oh, that's.
No, so, cause the other new commissioners are on the green team.
Oh, God.
So,
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was just gonna try to catch up.
Okay.
yeah.
I was getting to the green challenge, so go ahead.
Yeah, so just kind of a high level overview. The Green Business Challenge is a program run through the Missouri Botanical Gardens. And it
Okay.
works with both businesses and cities throughout St. Louis. And the goal is basically to, educate, promote, and, build sustainability in the region by targeting the work of businesses and of cities. So Olivet Parks and Recreation entered, it's not the city of Olivet, it's just Olivet Parks and Recreation as a department, entered the challenge. So we're kind of somewhere in between the green business and the green cities, because it's not really at the full level of the city, but we are kind of a business, but kind of not. Anyway, so as part of the challenge, you submit your list of accomplishments through the year, and some of the innovative things that you have done. And they put together these one-pagers into a book that is, I guess, disseminated to the community and is used to share information about what other businesses and cities are doing as it relates to sustainability.
Okay,
So as a part of that,
That's
in
great.
order to enter the Green Cities Challenge, we needed to set up a green team for the city. And that includes council member, or not council members, commission members, staff, and citizens.
got it.
And the green team met yesterday, which is what Jim was talking about
Okay,
earlier.
thank.
Take it away.
Thank you. And we have representatives of all of those groups. And we just discussed what we're doing. I mean, the important piece is this in terms of what we did last year. And there's a nice little graphic out in, I don't know where it is, it's out in the lobby that commends us for doing the work this year. I think the more important part of it is we were talking about what we were going to do in 2025 and how we could work closely with the commission to, in terms of events, some of them we will overlap. I mean, there's one thing about recycling at events, which is one of the things that we talked about. Staff will be doing a number of things with energy audit of this building, working on different pieces of sustainability for Five Oaks as well as the parks. The other piece is
Is this the second page?
This is the first page. So this is what's showing on the screen is Olivet's page. The back side of that page, the back side, which is not shown here, is general information about the challenge
Okay,
itself, not
'cause-
Olivet's.
Okay, because now Jim is talking about what we're going to do.
Well, I'm talking about what we discussed yesterday.
Right. Okay.
And so, I got the minutes done today. So anyway, we've talked about how we can interface with International Dark Sky, and Stephanie has been doing a great job of working on that. And one of the things that we were talking about doing Warson Park, but the work is about the same for both to do one park. So we're going to probably go for all the parks.
The dark
At
sky
of the dark sky
certification.
urban certification, and that was at Stephanie's recommendation. So we'll see how that goes and working on that. The other thing that we're looking at for the year, looking at trash problems in the parks. And that's a staff, that's volunteers, that's taking care of things that we'll need to coordinate. And as we get those trash pickups there will be some work on the new greenway. There'll be some work with streams, and I don't know whether it's just River to Pear or whether it's also some of the tributaries that are going through, like the Llewellyn piece, or where is Bruce talking about doing the cleanup?
Right now, he's only talking about River to Pear.
River to Pear, yeah. So we would start organizing a citizens thing, and we would look to commissioners to, one, help out, and two, to help recruit other people for that.
So that'll be outside of all that,
Oh, no, it's right here.
oh, right here, okay.
It-
Yeah, this is the headwaters to the River to Pear right
Yeah.
out here.
River to
Yeah.
Pear starts here and then goes down behind Warson Park. And I don't know, where's it going?
Goes through
underground?
Indian Meadows.
And
And
then-
it goes
Yeah.
into U City.
Yeah,
And go-
and
and then goes into U City,
Yeah,
but we would probably stop at 170, I would think.
we don't go that far.
We don't go that.
We stop at Dealman.
At Dealman, okay. So there's some different kinds of things where we need to clean up. Beverly's also requested that we create a day in some of the parks to clean up. We've had some areas down Warson, north of the driveway down here that have some challenges. And
What do you mean by clean up?
pick up trash,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
pick
So
up trash.
so continuing the Greenway cleanup, but then expanding it to the parks as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's in addition to what the Weed Warriors are doing. at this point. And one thing, we're just putting in a plug for next Wednesday. There's a home efficiency workshop here that Kate is coordinating and getting homeowners from within Olivet to talk about what they've done with solar, geothermal, other kinds of things that do, and to get a discussion going. So that's what we're talking about doing. We'll be back. We have all of your numbers. And we'll keep you up to date as far as what we're doing.
But I think just looking forward to 2025, this year, the focus, as a result of our green team meeting yesterday, is primarily on waste reduction.
Waste
Yeah.
reduction, yeah.
So reduction of trash that's in the parks and trying to improve our trash and recycling systems in the parks as well.
Mhm.
Well, and I would say reduction in management.
Yes,
That would-
yes.
Are we gonna try to expand that to the, like the city center?
It's up to the council if they do that. Yeah. I can't force that. I can only talk about Parks and Rec.
And
Can
we're
we-
starting with the parks, and hopefully the green
The
team
hope-
will expand.
The hope is
to
it'll
the
be
city.
expanded to the
Well, that's
city.
what I was gonna ask. Should we, as the green team, go ask the city to do that and include also the police department, and the fire department?
I would say now, no, that we get a year under our belts and begin to lead by example.
I'm writing an article to recap this for the next city newsletter. So we'll get some more citizen interest. And then we have the workshops we're doing with OSA and with Olivet and Bloom. And I think that will help generate some interest. And so I think that's good advice from Jim as we build the momentum. Yeah, because I don't want to do an ask and them to say no. We just build the momentum. And then we get that grassroots
Yeah, and
groundswell.
we get a new mayor.
Yeah,
And how many times a year would this happen, that cleanup?
That's still yet to be determined,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I would think initially it would be spring. But it may go beyond that. I don't know with the Greenway, what are our requirements for Greenway cleanup?
well, the Greenway cleanups are kind of a different animal. The stream team Bruce typically does one a year. He has one, he's actually just got a tentative date on. I'll report it under another item. And then, the park cleanups happen regularly. We have a lot of groups that volunteer, so the park cleanups are kind of on an as-needed basis. So for example, Warson Park, the Stacy Park fence line, we typically clean that twice a year, and that would be great to have the green team and maybe a larger group help us with that. Yeah, so
Okay.
I think it really, Weed Warriors meets once a month during the winter months. And the trash pickup could be after Weed Warriors, because I would imagine there'll be some cross pollination between the two groups, and I don't wanna over ask. But I do think one of the things we've talked about is trash pickup is a much easier gateway for people to work in the parks than Weed Warriors. Some people are intimidated by Weed Warriors, whereas say, hey, we're gonna pick up trash in the park. A lot more people might think, oh, well, that's easy, I can do that. Yeah.
And then, and when we're doing it, people will say, oh, what are you? Oh, I could, yeah. And
Yes.
That you generate interest when they see you doing it.
Correct,
And
correct.
And we'll do it on a Saturday morning and we'll hand people bags and as they're there for various sporting events,
Yeah.
et cetera.
Yeah, I think people will get really interested in it.
so just a suggestion, it might be good when we're picking up trash, just to put up a sign that says Olivet volunteers
absolutely.
or something.
Absolutely.
And include like a website or a
Yeah.
QR or somewhere where they can volunteer for next time, or they
Absolutely.
can see the pickup schedule.
A great idea. Great idea.
So can I ask one sort of technical, can we put a separate item in here for the green team report or list it?
Well, the green team is one of your goals. So that's why it's under this item. If they're reporting on their working group. So it's, a green team is
Okay.
on this, so they're reporting as part of the,
Right. But
so you're asking for a monthly report from the green team?
no, I'm asking that we just, in the agenda list that they did a report.
Well, I'm writing the notes under the annual work plan. It'll be
Okay.
that the green team can report.
Oh, is
Absolutely.
it just Greenway connections to parks, trash pickups? Is that the one?
It's represent the commission on the OPRD green
It's
team.
about
Yeah,
I see.
2/3 of the way down.
Oh, up here.
numbers next time, numbers. would be-
I just wanted to see it kind of cross-reference.
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying, yeah,
So I had to look at it.
okay.
Okay, and then one other thing, that we talked about is we're gonna be doing some research on how to recycle the fence that is coming down at Stacy. To see whether it's possible or not to recycle that. Staff has asked us to look into that because apparently it's been painted and we're unclear that a World War II fence, what it has been painted with, and whether it's safe to do anything on that. Staff's gonna check for lead, but we'll see what else was.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Any other reports before we go to the city council report? Okay, Maxine, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on with my camera tonight.
Don't
I
worry about it.
apologize for that. Last night we had a pretty thorough meeting and I shared the report from our December meeting and all the different new priorities that we're all working on. The information that we gathered last night, which was good information, is Aldi's hopes to be opening in February. When they say early 2025, now we've got a month in mind. Lot 3 of the Olive Crossing is hoping to break ground, debating on this ice and snow, or at least start, the basics of setting some of the parameters at the end of January, early February as well. Brass Tap will be going in there, and Paris Baguette, and there is room for a few small restaurants or shops, and those are still being negotiated. It also is a time for the Olivet Business Awards. Last year was the first time that we participated with this with the Creve Coeur Olivet Chamber of Commerce. And we had a restaurant and a business. And once again, we're asking people to make nominations for each, a restaurant and a business within the city of Olivet. And they will be honored at the May Chamber of Commerce luncheon. And I believe you can vote through the end of the month. And there are links on that. And then it's also in that weekly update that comes out. And then last night, Darren Mann did a very thorough financial statement presentation for year end of 2024. And you can see it either by watching the video, but also the actual report, which is very comprehensive. And he always makes graphs that are very user friendly. It's about an 80-page report, and that is on the website already. So, it was a good meeting and, it was cold out, so we didn't have very many people present, but we had a few online, on Zoom. So are there any, I don't know if there's any questions for me, but I want to wish everyone a happy new year.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Maxine.
Thank you.
Item 8, 5 Oaks on Warson monthly update.
All right, as we covered in our last meeting, we have quite a bit of, membership incentives that we've been trying to do to get people to not only to renew, to be an opening year, but also to get people in here for resolutions, to get in, before the price increases went up, in January, so we've done a lot of outreach to people to try to get people. We've also got, you know, we had a mailer that went out as well, our new brochure, new program, so we're doing a lot of things to try to generate some more interest and get some more memberships. And we have had, the numbers are kind of at that point right now where they're skewing a little bit because of what's happening is that people are dropping from their monthly memberships and going to annual, and those are starting to, as those are coming out, we're losing memberships on one end, but we were getting a lot more in our annual memberships. So those are reflected up until those memberships stopped and then they went up. So basically, you'll see them going up a lot this month and then they'll kind of level out a little bit next month. But people's memberships start switching off from their monthly going to their annual. So, but we have sold about 70 overall new ones that I think we'll see in the last month. I think the rest of them will kind of be a wash because we'll lose them here and gain them here. So, still good. A lot more residents have started using the facility and getting memberships. We recently, just a couple of days ago, actually, had a Alabama business come in and get a corporate membership too, which is great. So we have 5 new members from that. And we're also still kind of, we talked recently about doing some outreach to the businesses around here and offering, you know, make sure that they know what the offering is, because during the day is typically our time when we could use some bodies in here, and that's when people are at the office, people are, you know, at the warehouses, so that have taken a lunch break and come over here, so we're finding that we're making a little bit of headway with that, and every time we sell one, they kind of tell somebody else, and we kind of keep progressing that corporate membership here a little by little, so that's exciting. I think we're headed in the right direction with that. The price increase, I just thank you guys for your suggestion because nobody's really batted an eye. I don't think anybody's been like, oh, I quit. If anything, people have gone, I'll go to annual and save some money.
That was the idea.
So thank you guys for your suggestion. We were obviously optimistic that that would be the case, but you never really know until you do it. But you know, the reception we got from everybody has been a positive one or understanding one at the very least, so.
Just an idea real quick. There's a newsletter that'll be coming out in March, right? And that gets mailed to every Olivet household. Would it be possible to do like a little day pass coupon on there?
Yeah, we've
Could-
done that. We can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can absolutely do that.
could be cut out and brought
Yeah.
in or something like that, just to try and
Yeah, we have to.
incentivize, yeah, exactly, get them in the door once
Yep.
they see the facility, I think.
Even our deadline is not coming, it hasn't come up yet either, so we can definitely.
Yeah, we could get it in. Yeah, because that gets mailed the beginning of March. Our deadline's the beginning of February.
Yep, as long as we get the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
space.
Sometimes that's what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes our things get. Yeah.
Do businesses in Alabama get the mailer too, or do they get their own version of
I
something?
believe that only goes to the residents, right?
It depends. I don't know how they're doing it. When we mail ours, it goes to businesses and residences. I believe the city newsletter does, but we're not in charge of it, so I can't say
Got it.
categorically.
I wonder if you sent a mailer, a one-time mailer with a free day pass, so sign up for a
That's
corporate
what we're gonna do.
membership.
We're gonna do a special one to members, because, I mean, to businesses within all of that. Our
They may
last
not know.
mailer, our last mailer we mailed to people that were in all of that, which was exciting, because we did that free visit postcard, and we got quite a few people coming in with
We
that.
still see them.
Yeah, and people are still coming in with them, which is nice. Yeah,
What do you do for all those, apartments?
they get them. The
They
apartments
all
them.
they each get their own
They
mail?
do, they
Okay,
do.
I always like to keep this on there because it does start to skew a little bit. We've noticed that more residents are using the building, percentage wise, which is pretty incredible. Obviously, Renew Active is still a healthy, portion of our pie chart here, but
Yes.
our residents are using the building, and I think that says a lot.
Any update on Silver Sneakers or your?
They're still, their last offer to us was not acceptable.
Rentals are still going strong. We had quite a few over the holidays and then, over the break. And, up to 388 multi-purpose room rentals. We are also booking as far out, as we can. Peyton has inundated just about every day with rentals or people just wanting to tour the facility, to check it out. Obviously, we're kind of getting to that point where people are starting to look towards next year, so booking things in there. I think what I'll start doing is kind of forecast out, like, cause we booked those and they, where they put a deposit down, that we could also show, we have 388 that have booked and happened, and we have another 300 on the books for the rest of this fiscal
Right.
year.
Right.
73 playground rentals, the Sassafras Playground, and those are either add-ons to birthday parties, individual who just rented that space, which is great because we still have open time. And these are times when, we can choose to rent that and make some revenue for off the playground there. The 30 private kitchen rentals, that's still something we're kind of in the works on to increase that a little bit, just finding the right ways to utilize the kitchen, and obviously don't want to just let it be a free for all in there. So we've been very careful with that. The private gym rentals have picked up a little bit. We also are working on an agreement with STL Slam, which is a women's professional, semi-professional football team. And they are looking to use part of our gym and the actual fitness area one night a week in the evening to do some training, some off-season training. And I've never heard of STL Slam before, but they actually won the national championship last year, which is pretty, I had no clue about them. So they're obviously, it's a big deal, and they were very excited to get in here, and I think will start coming next week. So, and they'll be for 9 weeks, and quite a bit of rental revenue just from them coming. It'll be $300 a day just from them coming with, part of their team to utilize the facility. So the Dogwood Studio rentals, just a few more since last time. We've also kind of had to trying to find out, for those of you that have seen, we talked about in our department report that we have basketball starting this weekend, and we've decided to utilize Five Oaks on the weekend, so Saturday and Sundays. This place is pretty packed during basketball for a few hours, and we are using the Dogwood Studio at some points to house our pickleball nets, so they aren't in the way for kids on the basketball court. So we're trying to move things around so that we can.
Have we done that
get all the
yet?
stuff.
Yes.
And they can play pickleball
okay,
and.
that worked.
No. They
No, we
just
store
store
them.
them.
Oh, okay.
Because-
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
because they're
gonna say.
they're a hazard for the kids playing basketball.
They're
We
pretty-
also don't want the kids on them.
Right.
Yeah.
They're,
And that worked okay in the,
Yeah, they have wheels. We
Yeah.
open the double doors.
just
put 'em in.
checking.
Yeah,
yeah. We were trying to figure out a way to do it. We didn't want to put them outside. Obviously, we had snow out there too, so we're trying to, find ways to
yeah.
make.
When
the
the
most-
weather's nice, we can probably slide them out the backside of the building, but yeah, we don't want them in the snow.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any feedback from regular membership folks during those basketball hours? If people are upset or feel put out if they can't use the courts? Have you gotten any feedback? about
I have
that
talked to some of the
Yeah.
teenagers,
Yeah.
for those of you, I know Sue, when you came in, there were probably about
Yeah, you
15 of
see
them.
all the teenagers hanging out, waiting to go in when
Yeah.
youth is.
Yes, they were tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, they're there every day waiting.
So, yeah, they are there up until basketball starts. And then some of them will hang around and then they'll come back as soon as it's over. So I think the big thing that helped us not have a lot of complaints is we put our schedule out, we notified our members. And, it's on our gym schedule out here, it's online.
Okay, that was my follow-up question. is that
And,
was-
yeah, and when they come in too, we tell them, like, if they'll come, like, because a lot of the basketball players buy day passes, so when they come in, the staff will tell them, hey, don't forget, if basketball's gonna be on, and then sometimes they'll leave and they'll come back. And sometimes they call and say, what time's basketball over?
Well, and I think it's helpful that we have Wi-Fi, so that whole gang was on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's probably another reason why we went there.
So that doesn't hurt,
Yeah.
right? So they
Yeah.
have something to do in between.
Yeah, and they're used to waiting too, because they come on the weekends, and as soon as pickleball's over, they're on that court.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we have a pretty like even pickleball, if they didn't have a huge crowd, they'll only put out one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
open up
I
a
think-
court and they can do half and, yeah.
It's way better than other gyms I've been at. Usually they're like very territorial.
no, it
this starts
seems like everyone's kind of going with the flow. so.
Well, we're really lucky because our volunteers, Andy and Debbie, that help manage the pickleball, they run a tight ship and
It's intense.
they really make sure that the players know that we are flexible and we let them, it benefits everybody. So that's been good.
Sure.
Yeah, I think with having one gym, I think everybody kind of knows that we have that.
Yeah. It's a
Get in where
good
you fit in.
culture. It's a good culture that you don't see in other places. Yeah.
It's great.
Moving on, I'll let you advance us to the next part.
Well, there was an items of interest, did you?
Yeah,
cover
we
that?
just I didn't have any items of interest for 5 folks, but.
Okay, all right, so now we're going to item 9, Parks and Rec Department monthly report.
Yep, so we had our winter break camp, which was split into 2 sessions. We had about 20. Gosh, I'm trying to think of the exact number, right around 20 kids that, we had those split sessions, so we had a smaller group at first and then a little more, after the holiday. That was a great camp, kids loved it, they got to utilize the whole facility. It's also kind of another, run for us to prepare for camp being here in the summer. And kind of getting used to how we can utilize the whole facility and keep the kids entertained, keep them busy. And even more so when you can't go outside, which they weren't able to, because it was cold out. We also started our basketball practices here, which was a lot of hand wringing and worrying about it. And then it was also incredible to see a lot of people that had never been in the building before, a lot of kids get to utilize the facility. And practices here just seem to work really well. They don't have to deal with the headaches that sometimes occur at Ladue schools, which sometimes may just be hoops at the wrong height or, the door's not being unlocked, things like that. So we were able to get them in here and it has worked out really well, kind of a lot better than we all thought. The coaches do a great job of keeping those kids kind of busy on the courts, and the parents try to keep them busy in the lobby too, so. But we were worried at first about them kind of taking over the facility, and for the most part, they behave pretty well. They're not running to the playground and running all over the facilities, so our staff has done a pretty good job of keeping those things under wraps too. We also, again, I love when these pictures get taken of people kind of utilizing our lobby and kind of the things that you can do. When you're waiting for basketball, you can play chess. We've had a lot of young adults and young kids playing chess and teenagers teaching little kids how to play chess. So it's a very neat thing to see out there. For those of you that have a keen eye, you notice that our Keystone Art Gallery has now switched over. That'll be opening on Friday. We postponed it a week because of the weather. And another great opportunity to go out there and look at some of the cool art that's on the wall. So anything I'm missing?
We have a lot of new programs. So there's a
Yes.
lot of new programs. There are flyers at the end of the update on a lot of the things happening. Got a lot of art classes coming. Even during dry January, we already have, I think, 6 or 8 signups for paint and sip, which is shocking. So that's pretty exciting. And then we've got the home efficiency workshop. Don't miss that. That is fan-flippantastic. Puzzle Palooza is about to sell out, which is exciting. We have a new evening class from 7 to 8. That's a senior dance and stretch. It's retrofit, so it's sort of like an old, almost like a Jane Fonda workout. So we're very excited about that. And then we have a new trainer that's starting, which is exciting as well, new personal trainer. And then do you want me to do parks?
Is that in addition to the one we have, or is that,
Well, we had 3 trainers. We lost one and now we've gained another one. So we're back to 3.
okay.
Yeah, and she's
Are
great.
the trainers hired as like
They're contractors.
Contractors.
Yeah, they're contractors, yeah, and then they have to meet certain criteria, we advertise, interview them, yeah,
Yeah. So the park report?
oh, yep, there we go. Last snow, big snow report.
No kidding.
Yes, the wonder of having these two machines that we bought in the last couple of years, replacing the tool cat, which you can see in the top left, that is obviously a great machine for us with snow removal with the plow, also have the ability to keep our staff in a warm place while they're plowing snow. They also have, you know, the ability to get in tight spaces with that. Same thing with the Ranger, that also has a salt spreader and the ability to clear things like the greenway, sidewalks. Also, while keeping our staff in a comfortable place, they have done an insane amount of work. Obviously, they also have a large truck with a large spreader. They've done untold amount of hours in cleaning and re-cleaning lots from snow, salting areas that kind of freeze over, and they help Public Works a lot and really did a good job. I know a lot of people noticed what went on with Olive, and I know a lot of our staff was saying that they felt so bad just driving down Olive with a plow and salt, and people are just like, what are you doing? Put a plow down. But obviously with that being a state highway, they weren't allowed to do anything, but there was a lot of people that were upset about that, but it was really tough to get around for all of
Yeah.
us.
So for the first time ever, we cleared pathways in the parks. So Warsid and Stacy, we used the new Polaris and went through and we've had a lot of thanks from residents for doing that. It worked well. It will be better next time if we don't have that layer of ice.
Right, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that has been a huge problem for us. They have been unable to clear many of the sidewalks. So they worked diligently to get part of Old Bonham sidewalks in front of Stacy down because the school relies on that. They could not do the east side at all. They were able to do the west side a little bit, but it's still a problem. And they've worked a lot at the city center trying to get that sidewalk cleared. Those are two of our most heavily used sidewalks. So they still have not cleared Orson or even part of here. It's there and Grandview. There is that until that ice melts. So we're hopeful that this Friday that we'll see a little bit more of that.
So he beat something last year?
Well, we use the beets here on the pathways coming up to the front
What's the
door.
temp-
So
Too cold, is that-
the beet juice, we do a beet juice pre-treatment and then we do beet salt granules after we get it. What happens is it lowers the freezing temperature lower than rock salt. But the reason we're doing it is to protect our native plants,
Right.
gardens out here, but it's very expensive. We only do it from the parking lot to the front door here.
But for the sidewalks,
The sidewalks is standard salt.
which doesn't work at low temperatures, which is
It
part of the
doesn't,
problem.
well, the problem is when the ice is already adhered to the sidewalk and then the snow comes on top of it, our equipment just won't clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we would risk damage to pretty much everything.
Well, exactly.
yeah.
I just
And
want
then-
that on the
yeah,
public
and
record,
all-
'cause
and
people
all
are
of
like,
the-
why didn't you clear it?
Yeah, and our plows that we have on our park truck and on the public works ones have a sacrificial blade on it that's plastic to protect our asphalt. So the big state highway ones, they've got the metal blades. They also have much larger trucks. Our trucks are not equipped to do olive. So,
Yeah, when MoDOT came by to do a pass, they
And
said
they also tore out.
they
the
were
bottom.
doubled over on those
There's
plows,
lots of
so.
big
Yeah.
potholes now.
yeah, a lot of the plows doubled over because they hit that ice.
Yep.
Yeah, so even with even the areas where we put down salt, we had ice accumulation just because of the way it came down and the temperature. And it was like the worst possible combination we could get.
Exactly.
So I know there's a lot of cooperation between Public Works and Parks. Where is the level of, what's the line of responsibility that?
So,
we
so
do?
Public Works are first responders for the city-owned streets.
Right,
And Parks is the first responder for city-owned parking lots and sidewalks. There's a lot of overlap because we have a small crew.
sure.
And when they reach their maximum, so like, for example, in this storm, Saturday night, the Parks crew, the Public Works crew came in Saturday evening, did pre-salt. that
Mhm.
didn't work. And then they went to sleep at the Public Works building and they did not go home until Monday. Our crews came in, Monday morning because they had enough. But if they had run short, like if anybody got sick or couldn't come in, our crews come in and they drive those big plows. So we have two of our park, staff have the Class C commercial licenses. So then they will also spend the night. Or if the Public Works crew is here too many hours, our guys will come in and augment. So it's one of the reasons our guys didn't come in on Sunday is they held them in reserve in case they needed them. Then they came in, 6 AM on Monday morning to start clearing here. We thought we were gonna open, but we didn't open, but they still had to come in because it took them 2 days to get it ready for us to open Wednesday morning.
Is that parks or public works or both?
Both. So then everybody was working. And then we did lose some people. The city lost a hydraulic on one of the plows, so it went out of commission. We had one guy get strep throat. Another guy's dad passed away and he had to get to Arkansas, so we were short staffed, but they all worked together and they got it. Yeah, and then Marshall came in here at about 4:30, 5 AM the day we opened, just to make sure they'd cleared it the day before, but then we had more snow. So he came in, more ice, and he had to come in just so that we were safe to open. Yeah, and then we didn't close Friday, we stayed open throughout the whole time.
Yeah, cause we had already opened before the snow started, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people were,
And people came in.
Yep.
People came in on Friday.
we got
Yeah.
about 2 calls every
If you
minute.
don't have-
Yeah.
If you don't have ice, you could do that. It's the
Yeah,
ice.
it's the ice, and you know, we were clear, it was good. We've had ice every day, just because of the cold temperatures, it melts and then we get ice. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Very good.
other exciting news, we have a new bench at Stacy, two new memorial benches. There's one, by the sculpture, and then the latest one went in right by the pond. It's above the pond looking out at it, so that's a really nice bench. We will have another new bench coming into Stacy probably by the end of March. Sadly, someone very young passed away suddenly without warning, a young mom, so, neighborhoods are gonna put in a bench for her at Stacy. And this one's gonna go, the latest one's gonna go in on the corner over by Bonham Estates and Old Bonham, because Stacy is starting to get a lot of benches.
I was gonna say,
So
we're gonna run out
are
of space.
we trying to go to some of the other parts? It
We
sounds-
are, we always suggest it, we encourage it, but people have, you know, they love Stacy Park. But we have 2 memorial benches at Villa, which is great. One of those, their first choice was Stacy, and we really asked, could they do another park, and they chose Villa, thankfully. So we'd love to get some in Indian Meadows, we'd love to get some in Earthside, but it's,
Right.
you know, it's tough, it's a tough sell, so we work really hard to try and break up where they're going.
Are we doing anything on the pathway?
If we get requests, we have 2 on the pathway right now, and then the Greenway, a little different animal, because we'll have to see how that works out.
And do we manage that or just?
We manage the
Great
Greenway,
Rivers?
we manage the Greenway, we own it now, it's
Okay.
ours. Yeah, another reason we got the Polaris, so that we can start working on it, we can take it out on the Greenway and not damage it.
Anything else on the part?
We're gonna do a prairie burn if the snow melts.
I see
Um,
the.
Yeah,
I see the
we're,
picture
yeah,
there.
there's Jim,
I've seen it.
Misleading picture.
Pyromaniac.
yes. So, we, will, be doing a burn. We've hoped in January, now it looks like it'll be in February sometime, but we'll be doing,
Jim, are you a burn master or it's still?
No,
He's a volunteer.
I work under
Yeah,
the
he's a
aegis.
volunteer. Yeah, our burn boss is Gerald Axelbaum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, Stacy restroom, the restrooms are closed, we're gonna keep them closed. The temperatures are too cold, we had last year, someone left a door open during the day, they came to use the restroom, and we lost a toilet bowl. So during this cold spell, we're keeping them closed, and the heaters need to be replaced now, they have failed. So they've restarted them, they're working, but they've been deemed dangerous, so we're trying to find money to replace those. It'll be an emergency replacement, and hopefully if we can get through March, then we turn them off and we'll be okay and we can go through the regular cycle. Yeah, so anyway, we push that out through social media, and right now I don't anticipate opening them for another week.
Are we putting in temporary ones?
No,
They're just closed.
they're closed, yeah, because the porta potties freeze also.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very miserable to use a porta potty, Joe.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
They put antifreeze in them,
You'd
but
have to
it's
be
still.
really
Yeah, yeah.
desperate.
Yeah, but people still walk in the parks, but they walk a lot less when it's. this
Really?
way. Yeah,
Can't imagine.
thank you.
All right, item number 10, future agenda items. Everyone can see those.
We're gonna add, I'll be adding one, since we discovered that this 2025 is the 60th anniversary of the Parks Commission. We will be, doing something probably in July as Parks and Recreation Month and a little bit out of there. So I'm gonna add that as a future agenda item because we'd like the commission to be in the loop on that and and we'd love to run, as the staff develops ideas, bring that through. So July is Parks and Recreation Month every year nationally, and it's a new budget year that starts July 1, so we do not have money in the budget this year for the 60th anniversary. So what we'll do instead is Party in the Park will have a 60th anniversary theme to it. And then we'd like to do a big event in the next fiscal year. And one of the things that staff is looking at is bringing in one of those roller skating rinks that we could set up in the gym and charge a fee to cover the cost of it and have roller skating here as kind of an homage to Saints.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, we're getting pricing on, they are a lot more money than we thought, but if we charge for it, we could probably break even. We just want to cover the cost of it. So it's very exciting.
They like lay down a different floor.
They do, they put it on the floor and they bring all the skates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
So they,
That's fun.
they ship in the whole thing.
Yeah, they bring in the whole thing. We think we can get it in through the double doors. So, MICDS does it every year for the kids and some other places around here, which is how we heard about it. So, yeah, we'll see. And they can do it indoors and out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah,
That'd be fun.
it would be fun. It would be really fun. So the staff is brainstorming some things to do for the 60th. We have a,
Yeah, logo, I was gonna show that.
oh yeah, can you show that?
Yeah.
You're gonna show it now?
Sure, we have two logos we're kind of working on. We'd love to get your feedback on them
For,
for the 60th. So it's kind of a, so we have this one, which is our O,
Oh, I gotta go get it.
that's kind of cool.
yeah. And then
Kind of looks like roller skates too.
it does. And then this is the other one that has, so
That's the parks.
staff are split in opinions, so it's nice because it is our master plan logo that we use as our department logo
Yeah.
now, but it's a little busy.
It looks like a
Yeah.
blob.
Yeah.
It almost
Can't
looks like
tell what
turtles.
they're, what
It looks
Yeah.
like it's slowing up a bear.
Yeah, so I think the first one's a little cleaner.
Yeah.
So, I designed these myself, so I'd love to get anybody's opinion on them.
I definitely like the first one better.
Yeah, so do I,
Yes.
the one on the left.
Okay. It's
Like-
kind of mundane. It feels mundane.
I know it does.
Yeah.
Question was to put the years on,
Yeah,
but
Oh, the
2020.
years. Oh, great idea.
Put
Yeah.
2025 and then
Yeah.
middle of the 60, put in whatever 60.
Yeah, so I can have it go on there. Yeah, I'll play
So-
around with that.
Or maybe put the blob out to the side somewhere.
Or
Instead of
have it be in
in-
the foreground
instead
rather
of
than
in the
background.
circle.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
ghosted in the background, I like that idea.
Yeah, I'll
Try
play around
that
with
and
this
see how
more.
that looks.
And I'll send them around to you, because I've also designed, the next meeting, well, I don't even know who does it, I think I can just do it, the Parks Foundation, we need a logo for the Parks Foundation. So I've been playing around with that too. Yeah, so that, the board for the Parks Foundation is the council, so I think I may just tell the council, here's your logo. Because what I would like to do though, that we could talk about later, is I'd like us to do an annual appeal for that. And
Yeah.
then we'd have that substantial donation, and we could do something and then say this was paid for by the Parks Foundation, so people know we're using the money. And then start sending out an annual appeal. It can't hurt, right? Can't hurt.
So are you familiar with the Parks Foundation?
yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, because it's brand new.
Yeah. Okay. Item number 11, upcoming dates of appointments.
So you have these on here. One thing that's not on here is our Lunar New Year celebration, and that is, February. Help me out. Is that February or is that March?
No, it's in February.
It's February 9th, I believe, or 8th. February 8th. I'll send an email. I'll email you. And then we also have so that will be a performance from the Chinese language school. And then some food and some other, it's gonna be low key, we're hoping to get 100 people. If we get more than that'd be fantastic,
Is
but
that here?
it'll be here. And then, because it's our first year, we want to start slow and get bigger, and we have, we also have, Ed Shu, who's written a book called, Chinese Fathers, American Brothers. And he's going to do an author talk.
A book signing?
Yeah, and book signing and author talk. It's a story of, so he is from Missouri, but his family immigrated from China to Gold Mountain to come across for the railroads in that time. And so he wrote a story, a wonderful story, and it also includes some food recipes and things like that. So it's really nice that he's going to come and give that presentation. Yeah, so I'll send you all that information about that.
That's in February.
Yes,
I have something.
sure.
Back to these. So I would like to see it, so like half of these, there's really nothing to do right now. Like there's a lot of annual reports and like the approved, but the ones that we should be working on, what are we supposed to do? I mean, how do we start? What, are we supposed to take the lead? Like.
Yes, so that staff report that you have that has the key, the tasks that need to be accomplished, there was the layout, here's some key, what's the word? Not benchmark, what am I saying? The objectives that need to be done, so the research, the drafting.
Okay, so
report.
let's say fundraising opportunities, so. Or the urban dark sky, I can start working on it, but I need somebody.
Yeah.
To
So-
coordinate with,
Right, so we had, the staff report where we talked about this with the spreadsheet. It shows the objectives that should be completed for each item. And it's an outline, so once the working group meets, they'll review that, they'll set some target dates for that, and they'll flesh it out and say, you know what, we need these, this is what we need to do, but before we do this, let's do this, so the working group will direct itself and figure out what it needs to do. Thanks, Pat, for pulling this up. It's the attachment.
That's the right one.
What is that? No, that's not the right one. No, it's the one, it's, December. Yeah. That's it.
This one?
Nope, prioritization, that one.
That is more detailed. I don't know, it was the other one.
Oh, sorry. That's it. Okay, so here, these are the commissioner suggested project items, and then the task for the working group. If you could zoom in. Is it possible to zoom in on that? So you see here, urban night sky, determine any needed mitigation, night sky measurements, application. So that's a very rough, very rough outline of what needs to be accomplished to achieve that.
okay, so am I a working group of one? And I
Yes,
can meet whenever I want and do it?
Yes, yes, and
You call the meeting to order.
And you and I, and I'll work with you.
Okay,
We'll do
and
it
then
together.
like some of these others, like, let's see,
So the next one, look at evening sports for adults.
yeah.
So there needs to be outreach to find out, to survey members. What do you guys want? What do you want? Then comps, go to other agencies. What are they offering? What are the prices? How is it structured?
But I guess I understand that. I guess what I'm asking is, do you expect the working group to meet separate from this and
Yes.
do their
Yeah,
job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
all right.
That's
Yes.
the whole
Okay.
point.
So we were really hoping that tonight, before people go home, they at least commit to either setting a date that they're gonna meet, or agree to communicate with each other in the next week to come up with a date to meet, so that they can
Okay.
give just a preliminary report at the next meeting. Now, for some of these that are really far off, like soccer, probably doesn't need to meet right away, the soccer parking.
I think it's
Yeah.
also one of the more straightforward ones anyway.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and we're also remedying that on our end too.
Well, that's why they want to meet with the
Yeah.
staff. Yeah,
So-
so they'll meet, so yeah, that's a good example, Stephanie. So the soccer parking mitigation, the working group will meet with staff to come up with a solution. Yeah, and that's probably a one meeting or two meetings
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah,
Now, one of these goals that's on here, I don't see up there that I'm on is motorized vehicles.
Yeah.
So we want to
And I
work with
said I'd
staff.
do
right.
too.
Motorized vehicle works with staff. I think it's on, is that on the next page?
Now, this was a.
Oh, because this was for commissioner, this was commissioner suggested items. The motorized vehicles.
You want us to work with you?
Yes.
Because it's Stephanie.
Yeah, because it's a legislation, so you have to work with staff on that.
Okay,
Yeah, the other ones you can go off on your own and
And can we invite non-commission members? to work with
absolutely,
us?
you
Yeah.
absolutely can. And it's recommended. Yeah.
So I have a question just for the group. If it's a non-commission and or a non-commission member, but they join the commission on the group, does that change the fact that we would need to?
No,
Okay, just
So,
wanted to make sure.
yeah, so any working group that has more than 3 commissioners has to post an agenda and take minutes. But any working group that's 3 commissioners and non-commissioners, they don't have to.
There's no count.
There's no count.
okay.
I figured I would ask that.
Oh.
'cause-
And the other thing coming out of breakfast with the mayor, do we need to start, if we get into these situations where there's 3 or more? I think the new attorney for the city said that we should copy the.
She's talking about serial emails, which this group is very good at not doing.
Okay,
We run a tight ship. And remember when I say don't reply all, that's what she's talking about. If you reply all and it's business, it has to go to the city clerk.
so,
That's why I say don't do it.
okay,
It's just
And that's
cleaner
why we-
all the way around.
Okay.
That's why
Don't
we're
do it.
all over that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's why with our training, we always say,
Don't do it.
here's the law, but we want to be more stringent
Mhm.
because it's the appearance.
right,
Because we all know Missouri has very lax sunshine laws, very lax. They're not.
You don't wanna go there.
Yeah, so we wanna be better than the Missouri laws. and
so,
just
so we
won't do
don't,
it.
we don't need to copy the clerk on that.
No.
Right, the less
Not
we
unless
do,
you're
the
meeting
better.
Officially.
Yeah, because if there ever were a problem, then they will ask you for, all of your emails. And you don't want to do that.
Mhm.
I don't wanna give all my emails. I really hate that. Public records request is not something we wanna do.
So what about the green team?
Totally different.
Okay,
Totally
good, okay.
Because there's only 3.
There's only 3 of us on.
Again, we limited it to the number of commissioners.
Yeah.
But it's not, okay,
So it doesn't matter how many people, as long as there's
Yeah.
not more than, there's
Right.
not a quorum,
Yeah.
right? The issue is you can't have a quorum.
Now, you can
Right.
have 4 commissioners emailing each other because someone's having a baby and they are asking for donations for a baby shower. That's okay. That's not commissioner related business. But anything that's related to parks, and we cast a broad brush as to what's related to parks, do not email more than 2 other commissioners.
so is the green team considered a commission under
not.
parks?
It's not, but you have 3 commissioners that have committed to serving on it, so
Oh.
that's where. If you're doing green team business, do not email the rest of the commission, only
Okay.
email Kate and Jim
Okay,
and the rest of the green team, just
Okay.
don't add Mike.
And if you
don't
wanna
add
make a
Bill.
report, wait till the meeting. to-
Right.
Yes.
to
okay,
report.
so,
Yes.
but I
That's
guess
why I
my,
said, put it on the agenda.
okay,
and
so I
report.
guess my point is, we can send emails out to the whole green team and back and forth, and
Right,
that's
no problem
okay.
at all.
Okay,
No
okay,
problem at all.
good, that's what I thought,
Yeah.
I wanted to verify.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know I'm a dragon about this, but it's,
No, no,
it just protects everybody.
right,
And the other thing I recommend is never use your work email for commission business, but a
Exactly.
lot of people do, but I always say, don't do it. And I never use my Gmail for commission business. I only use my city email.
So you should work email.
Yeah, my city email.
It's not to do.
I can't, but so I'm on a committee for the city of Ladue. I'm on the Boston committee for the city of Ladue. I never use my Olivet email to communicate with them. I always use my Gmail, because that would be.
I use my retirement.
So,
email.
does someone want a motion for adjournment?
So moved. I move that we adjourn.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.
Good night, Maxine.
So I will.
Good night. Thank you.
Motorized vehicle thing.
Okay.
And I'll